sets up Kleba. No Patrick Beverley means what?
Means that Lucas may continue to get to the hole like that. We talked about it in the open, him destroying the pick and roll. And the first play of the game, he gets in the creases, he gets his man an easy bucket.
Here's Paul George leaving it for Zubac. Zubac got inside Porzingis. Certainly disrupted that shot, though, and it is Luka Doncic who comes away from the pack. Kristaps Porzingis, he checked it in the third quarter. It definitely changed the game. Kleba misfires.
Again, he misfires, but I mean, he was hit on target, wide open, and sometimes assists don't show the story because it's just about getting good shots. Luka's done that the first 2 plays of this game.
Marcus Morris coming off a 19-point effort. He was terrific. He stepped on the baseline, and that'll go the other way. Marcus Morris.
You're going to have to put pressure on Doncic at the other end. I mean, you just want to try to wear the best players down, and that's all you can do and get into their vision. But look at this, another penetration with great hands that time from the help in the corner. And not in draw because these players are so unselfish.
Oh, Porzingis! A free run to the rim, and he hammers it home.
That's why you love seeing him in that mid-post. Dirk Nowitzki, so many other players before Porzingis in that area because he's just such a threat and a great passer.
Kawhi getting his first shot up. No, and there's Doncic with the rebound. Great start for the Mavericks here tonight. That's a different story here in game 2. Doncic, another easy rim run for the 6'7" second-year man out of Slovenia. And you see Doc Rivers saying, what was that? Jackson passed up a 3. Now he's on the take. Nobody there for him. And that's going to be a travel. Clippers counting on forcing a lot of turnovers. They've done that against the Mavericks all year. They swept them in the regular season. Hardaway Jr. misses the 3.
Already we've seen 3 different defensive styles by the Clippers. The switch onto Doncic, the double team, and a little bit of zone.
Jackson misses the layup. And it is Kleba. Jackson got it right back, then fired it right off the foot of Zubac.
Know what's really going on. Don't let them judge your reaction. Make sure the ref thinks that you think is your ball.
Oh, you've changed so much, Chris. You're such a grown-up now. Kawhi Leonard for 3. Rattles in and out. Porzingis hammered that one off the backboard right into the hands of Doncic.
Not saying the refs don't make bad calls now. Don't flip me over like that. I'm just saying everybody's an actor out there.
Lou Williams in the game for the first run, and another triple is down for Dallas, and a timeout.
Provoking them, and as far as that goes, Doc Rivers says it's not part of their game plan to do that, and he told us today, the coach of the Clippers did, that his team won't apologize for what they did, saying we are who we are, and these are big games being played with big intensity, fellas.
Yeah, no question. He was pretty direct about that, wasn't it? That's not on us. That's on Porzingis. And remember, just the punch in the air with Paul George, that first call kind of set the precedent. KP got the next one, and then, of course, the second technical. All water under the bridge at this point. Dallas off to a great start here tonight. Let's see if the Clippers have an answer. Kawhi Leonard, there's a good answer, Chris.
Yeah, and back to Porzingis, one thing that the bubble does not allow for is a tangible emotion of the fans in the crowd. What do I mean by that? You're not in Denver, and you're not playing.
Just here for both coaches. Harold entered the game right after the timeout, so he and Lou Williams on the floor together now. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist just into the game, gets up a shot, comes up short. Luka Doncic gets his first breather, and I'm trying to think about how much more productive a player could be in the first 4 and change in a game. Count that basket and 1. Lou.
This team concentrated on defense. They have 4 players that average over 18 points. That hasn't happened. That's something in the NBA that hasn't happened. That just shows that the focus they have, but it seems like tonight they're relying on their offense to try to get back. And I know Doc Rivers is not happy about that early on.
And a whistle away from the ball. Montrezl Harrell and Tim Hardaway Jr. getting tangled, and it'll be. But as far as rhythm and time effect, did you see in game 1 from him?
Well, honestly, if he was on my team, and again, his skill is his heart and motor, and most guys can't muster up the heart that he has. I would say you don't need to worry about getting the rhythm. What's your rhythm? You play defense, you get rebounds, and rebound when I shoot it. So I don't think we need to concentrate on Montrezl Harrell getting the rhythm because he scores on dunks and layups. And speaking of a layup, another blown defensive assignment by the Clippers.
Trey Burke gets to the hole, running as the backup point guard now. Mavericks went shopping on the buyout market for one of those players, and he's got the rebound, and he wants to push it here. Gives it up. Hardaway for three in transition. Knocks it down. Beautiful stroke from Tim Hardaway Jr.
The confidence of Hardaway. Saw him play in New York, other systems, and just put his head down and come to work and grind every day. And this is when it rewards, when it pays off, when you play for a team that you're all on the same page, a team that believes in you.
You go in game one. Doncic, Finney Smith, Kleber, Porzingis. This is all. Great to have you with us tonight on a Wednesday night from the Orlando bubble. Kawhi goes strong, finishes over Porzingis. Clippers had an 8-0 run, back-to-back possessions with buckets for Dallas, and now Burke delivers another one for the Mavericks. So they've been successful on 3 of the last 4.
You love that because Luka is getting a rest right now. He played 38 minutes the other night, and if you watched it, you could tell in his body language that he was beat up, and he wants your team to get a quick start so that you can get some rest, let your team get a rhythm, and you come back in and just take over. 2
misses by Kawhi. Porzingis pulls down the rebound. Luka Doncic in 4 minutes and change, just stacking up major numbers. 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. They spread it out. Williams turns the corner. He was looking for his benchmate, and you can see Harold saying the guy right there was Kawhi.
So you asked me this question earlier, and even though he is a hard guy, where is the rhythm? It's on that continuing plays, not necessarily shooting the ball. That's not just skill, but knowing where to cut angles and picking and rolling immediately. That time, Harold didn't do it.
Trey Burke again. They're leaving him wide open. He does not connect that time. It's exactly where he hit his last bucket. Kawhi lost the handle. Burke's got it. Speed dribble. Got Morris to beat. Burke taking him on. Gets the contact and scores. Trey Burke now in his 7th year. 8 games with the Mavericks. Averaged 12 points. He came from the Sixers. Played 25 games for them. Dallas has answered with a 9-2 run. Shamet, deadly 3-point shooter. Closed out quickly. Here's Williams now. 3-pointers good. Porzingis, long 3. Shamet at the controls. Seth Curry all over him. Leonard, 3-pointer is up and good. Kawhi Leonard.
Know that have been on the basketball court or in business. First of all, they lead by example, and then they make sure that everyone is comfortable. The only thing I don't like about that is Boban had to say, man, don't say that, man. I don't say bad words, man.
No bad word.
And he said it into the mic.
He might have said a bad word right there, just into the game, and Curry fouls Montrezl Harrell. I tell you what, just back to Luka Doncic. I mean, this guy
impressed the coaching staff and management that somebody who is just 21 years old was able to pull that off.
This is a guy, Jared, as you know and as you chronicled, he's been in the fire for a long time. Turning pro as a teenager, 16, he's playing in these big games as Boban on a setup from Kleber. Big man passing, and it's 26-19. But Luka Doncic has been in these environments, not the NBA, not against the greatest players in the world, but imagine a 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old winning MVPs, winning series, long hours, enjoying every minute of it. Great to be working again. Great to be calling NBA playoff basketball again. That one's waved off before the shot. Paul George. Foul. It's got an early break, a little bit earlier in the rotation. Carlisle took him out. Doncic, and that's going the other way as he travels with it. Not the normal substitution pattern.
Not let him get an extra, little bit of extra rest early on, just in case you need him coming down the stretch.
He'll still get his 8 minutes or so in the first quarter, as usual. Had 11 points in the first quarter in game 1.
Yeah, but he can get 8 minutes, but it usually is the last 8 minutes and the 4 minutes going in to the second. So most rotations are starters play the first 8 minutes. Bench comes in the last.
He's got playoff experience with Washington and available and ready to play here for the Mavericks in the bubble.
Anybody that's seen Trey Burke in high school or college or even his first few years knows that he could not touch a ball for weeks and still come out and be a professional scorer with his jump shot touch.
Lou Williams, and he's bumped. Lou Williams had a chance.
He was trying to get his rhythm in there. Montrezl Harrell.
JaMychal Green with the follow there on the missed free throw. His first bucket of the game. Lou Williams has 8 in the quarter. That's the second foul on Kleba, by the way.
With this play, you want to watch the shooters in the corner off the pick and roll, and especially Boban ducking in middle.
George with 2 fouls, and they're going to get it. Nope. They're going to say on the floor is Elkins.
When you're in games like this and you're playing against a team and they're beating you and your team isn't really playing well, and you look up at the scoreboard and you say, it feels like we're down 15, but we're only down 6. In a weird way, that builds confidence with the team, especially the bench that knows that they have to come in and their job is to get the starters back in the game.
By the way, I played a little I Spy on the virtual fans here as Lou Williams connects on the other end. He's got 10 now in the quarter. Did you see Jalen Brunson is joining us virtually tonight in that Dallas fan zone?
That man got a jump shot too. Pull him out.
Boy, Rick Carlisle was raving about Brunson out with shoulder surgery. You know he hates